up you guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, kind of in honor of back to school season being here and me having another back to school season that I'm not participating in because I'm not going back to school, I'm trying to fill the void by making this contribution. I wanted to sit down today and talk to you guys about some of my best tips that I have acquired and put into practice for productivity. If you're new here, a little bit about me, some context. My name's Hannah, I'm 23 years old. I graduated from college over a year ago now, spring of 2021, and I graduated with a degree in marketing. I started my YouTube channel when I was a freshman in college, and I really took you guys through like my whole college journey, all of it. I transferred in the middle of it, changed my major 1,000 times. Like, we graduated, got my degree, and now I am living in New York City. I've been living here for almost a year now, and currently I am self-employed and I work from home. I've developed my own methods for productivity, and I wanted to sit down and share them with you guys because we don't gatekeep here. I'm gonna tell you everything I know. It's a very complicated subject because I think, and I've talked about this before, toxic productivity, hyper-productivity is not what I'm going for here. I made a whole video on that talking about why I actually hate productivity culture. The problem with productivity culture is that we aren't robots. Yeah, it's one thing to kind of talk about tips for it, I feel like, and another thing to be like, you have to be productive all the time. Every second of the day, you need to be doing something. Your to-do list need to be like 20 things long every single day. You can never take a break. That's not what we're going for here. This is gonna be kind of like a step-by-step guide that you can obviously adapt to your own situation. And we've already been over that I'm not a college student anymore, but I'm gonna be referencing college a lot in this because I think that my friend Katie, who is a fellow YouTuber, put it best.
College is not about learning the what, it's about the how. It's not about the content, it's about the process. College teaches you how to grind, how to work under pressure, how to meet deadlines, how to communicate.
I had never thought of it that way before I heard her say that. The thing that I really took away the most is the how. Creating my own methods and processes that work for me to get work done. No matter what stage of life you're in, this can apply to you. Not only what she said, but what I'm gonna say in this video. Now that we got that out of the way, I always feel like I look weird when I have my hair up in like sit down videos because you can't, like the way I'm sitting, I look like a 12-year-old boy from the front, but if I don't put my hair up, I will play with it the whole time. It's going to piss me off. I wrote down some notes on what I want to say. So let's begin. The first thing that I want to share is that you need to understand yourself and how you work best. This is the foundation of the rest of figuring out your own methods. I wrote a couple of examples. First of all, if you're a morning versus a night person, if you feel like you're more productive in the morning or if you feel like you're more productive at night, work with that. Know that about yourself and use that to your advantage. For me, I feel that my productivity is highest in the morning. Honestly, anytime past like 5 p.m., I don't want to do shit. If there was a graph of like the time of day, I'm gonna insert a graph. As the day goes on, my productivity levels decline exponentially. That's just one thing that is important to know about yourself. When do you feel the most productive? The goal of this entire thing, the bottom line, is to try and make your life easier and eliminate as much friction as possible that exists between you and your end goal. Friction essentially meaning anything that makes you not want to be productive. You want to try to get rid of as much of that as possible so that it's easier for you to be productive because you're gonna have to do it anyway, if that makes sense. Is that a spider? What the f? Ugh. Oh. It's still moving, it's still moving, it's still moving. Oh my god, dude. Are we serious? I always keep this spray in my room for instances like this. BFFR. What does that stand for? B for real. Oh, good lord. Back in the day, when I lived with my parents, like, if I saw a spider, I would have screamed and asked my mom to come and kill it. And now I have to do it myself, and I think that's called growth. All right, well, where the fuck were we? I was very rude. I was in the middle of something. Now that we have that figured out, I have 3 main topics / categories with my productivity tips, my tried and trues. So we have things, system, and getting ahead. So we're gonna start off with topic number 1, things. Now this is anything that aids in you being productive. The first thing I have written down is technology. Obviously, technology is very, very valuable, really helps to streamline our lives. So having technology that is able to do what you need it to do to get your work done, to be productive, I think is very important. Obviously, you don't have to have all of these things or even any of these things if you don't feel that it's necessary for you. But if you do feel that, you know, you need to have a laptop or something to keep all of your stuff together, take it places, be able to do work wherever and have everything in one place, then I think it is obviously like a really good thing to have. And actually with that comes the sponsor of today's video, which is LG. Let me introduce you to this laptop and one of its accessories that I think is really freaking cool. This bad boy. This is the all-new 2022 LG Gram laptop. This is the absolute lightest laptop I've ever felt. Not to mention it's huge. The 2022 LG Gram keeps the core values of the original LG Gram laptop, being ultra lightweight and portable, as I just said, having a premium large screen and a long-lasting battery life. And it also adds some new cool upgrades like an anti-glare display. It has the newest 12th gen Intel Core processor, Windows 11. There's something called Glance by Mirametrix, which has increased security and convenience. It has face logging capabilities, which is really cool, and it has a full HD camera for Zoom meetings, classes. Since it is so lightweight, it's super easy to put in a backpack or a bag and carry around with you, especially if you're in college and you carry like textbooks and stuff. I know I did to some classes. That backpack can really start to hurt your like neck and shoulders. The LG Gram is great for anybody who is a go-getter, an onward mover, who needs to be productive in any way. People with on-the-go lifestyles, people who travel, since it's so lightweight and portable. Students, like I said, business professionals, from those who work in an office to entrepreneurs, self-employed people. Something that I love about this is actually one of its accessories that goes with it. So this looks like a tablet, right? No, not a tablet. This is the LG Gram Plus View portable monitor, okay? It is so lightweight. Just like the laptop, you can connect this to your laptop with a cable that comes with it, and you can, boom, have two monitors wherever you go. If you're at a coffee shop, if you're in the library, if you're in the office, you can instantly go from just having a laptop to having a full like setup with two separate monitors to improve and increase productivity. I just think that's so cool. Like, imagine pulling up to the coffee shop and you see somebody sitting there with two full monitors. That is girl boss behavior. So if you happen to be in the market for a new laptop, I highly recommend the LG Gram, especially if you are someone who has to like carry your laptop around a lot, because this thing is so freaking light.
You could check out the LG Gram and the LG Gram Plus View using the links below.
I feel like having technology that suits you and your workflow can only aid in your productivity and make your life easier, which is what we want. The next thing on my things list is kind of a category, stationery, that you enjoy. This can be anything from pens, pencils, highlighters that are cute, whatever makes you excited. For me right now, it is highlighters. I got these cute like pastel-ish highlighters and they just are so cute. I love them. This also includes planners, notebooks, to-do lists, calendars. I have all of the above. I used my planner in college like it was my Bible. I lived and died by it. And I think that's because obviously in college, like I had to go a lot of places. I had different classes to go to. So it was helpful to have literally my entire life in one book. But now I've realized since COVID, I did not find myself using my planner as much. I found that I could just like make a to-do list on a to-do list notepad and have it, for example, this is the one that I have right now. These are by my friend Keegan. I would just have one like this and I would write down all my assignments and stuff and I could hang it up on my wall, since I did all my work from my bedroom because I didn't have to leave. I couldn't leave because classes were all online and we were in lockdown. Now that I've graduated, moved out, and work from home, I do most of my work from my desk. I'm kind of just sticking with that, and I use my weekly to-do list to plan the whole week. I use my general to-do list to write down all of my very specific granular daily tasks. I need them to be extremely specific so there's like no guesswork at all and I know exactly what I'm doing and when to keep myself on track. And then I also have my calendar in my closet, which I just implemented. Calendar is very important. We're gonna get to that. It's literally changed my life, I'm not even gonna lie. And also I have a notebook, which I'm currently reading from, that I jot ideas down and notes and to-do lists in here as well. That just works better for me now, and I think that I tried for so long to make the planner work for me still because it was my life. But I realized when your environment changes and the circumstances change, sometimes your methods that used to work, they change too, and that is okay. You just have to go with it and figure out something else that works for you now. The next thing that I have in here is Notion. Notion is something that I just discovered a few months ago. It is this software. It's free to download for personal use. Notion is a workspace that adapts to your needs. It's as minimal or as powerful as you need it to be. Project management and note-taking software. I have it on all of my devices. I keep so many things in here for work. I keep general like personal things in here. It's amazing. Everything is in one place. You can make it cute and aesthetic if you want to, or you can make it simple, bare bones, whatever works for you. If I knew about this in college, oh my God, you can take notes in here for all your classes and keep them nice and organized if you're somebody who likes to take notes on your computer. You can make calendars. You can save research if you have like papers and shit that you have to do a research for projects, project materials, literally anything that you need for school or work. This is not sponsored by Notion, obviously. I do recommend it so much, and I'm gonna include the link for it down below because it's free. And then the last thing that I have on here is not a thing, but more so a place. Your environment, I feel like, is so important to your overall mental state, and then your mental state factors into your productivity levels. If you're not feeling great up here, you're not gonna wanna do shit. For me, as somebody who works from home, I have made it a point to make my desk a comfortable and inviting space for me to sit down and do work. I used to love going to either the library in like the quiet section where there literally nobody ever spoke and they had little cubicles. Something about the cubicles made me feel so productive. It was so nice. I felt like I was in my own little world. Your environment doesn't have to be your own environment, like your room or your house or your dorm. It can be just anywhere that you feel most productive. If that is sitting outside on the grass, working at like a building like a tech center or a library. Places and your surroundings honestly do have a big impact on your productivity. If possible, try and find somewhere that makes you feel productive, and if not possible, then just do the best with what you have. So the goal of this section is to equip yourself with the tools to help you make things easier for yourself. Bottom line, that's what we want to achieve here. Next, getting into my second topic, this is where we really get into the bread and butter, creating your own system. I like to call it a system because it feels a lot more official and intricate and like thought out. I just feel cool. I feel good about that. You want to create a system that works for you, and this system is comprised of all of the little habits that you have that all come together to facilitate your productivity. The goal of this is to have it be automatic. You don't have to think about, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. You immediately get a new task and you run through your own system to plan out when you're gonna do it and then execute it. The other day I started reading this book that literally everybody has told me to read for ages, and I just started reading it. It's called Atomic Habits. So some of what I'm saying here with the habits and whatnot is referencing this. Also, when I mentioned how I have to write down everything very specifically, that is something that I got from this book as well, and I've found out that hey, it works. I've been treating this book like a textbook, have been writing notes in here. This book has so much valuable information about how to build good habits on like a very small scale. It doesn't have to be, like I said, anything big, and also to deconstruct, kind of reform maybe some negative habits that you have that are not serving you and are not making you productive. If you are somebody who struggles with that kind of thing, I have just developed some really, not bad habits, but not effective ones. And I just really, really am enjoying this book. So I highly recommend this to anyone who's in like a similar situation. In college, my system was I would assign a color to each class. So I had a bunch of colored pens and I would assign a color to each class, and then that is the color that I would write everything for that class in my planner, on my calendars, wherever I physically wrote it. And then when I got my syllabi for classes, there was usually a big list of future due dates that were important, and some would even give you every due date that you would have for the entire semester. No matter how short or long the lists were, I went into my planner with the color for each class and wrote down every single due date that was listed in the syllabi in my planner at the beginning of the school year. Before the class even started, like before I even went to the first day of class, I had all of the assignments already written in my planner. The third part of it was that I would schedule time, physically write in my planner when I was going to do each task, or if it was like a big thing, like a project or a research paper, I would kind of set benchmarks for myself, and then I would write down in my planner when I would do all of them, so that I would make sure that I had the assignment or whatever it was done before the due date. I'm gonna talk more about that in the third section, getting ahead, but that is just a glimpse into the system that I had in college, and it worked swimmingly. I never once pulled an all-nighter. I always had everything done ahead of time. I was never cramming for anything. That's just one of my systems. I think that one of the most important parts of having a system is having like built-in rewards for yourself. These can either be things that you do at the end of finishing a task or a benchmark that you set for yourself to kind of give yourself a pat on the back, or they can be just things that help you and motivate you throughout doing whatever it is you need to do. A couple examples. Once I finish everything that I need to do, I reward myself by sitting down, on the couch watching a TV show and eating some ice cream. That's my reward and my good job. Honestly, depends. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then something that motivates me every morning to get out of bed. I think I've like Pavloved myself into associating this thing with productivity. No, I genuinely definitely have. It's making myself a good old iced coffee. I love making an iced coffee. I love everything about it. Just looking at it makes me feel productive. I don't know. I have gotten to the point where I feel like I cannot do anything without having an iced coffee, and that is a problem. I don't recommend that, but it also does make me happy, and I don't know. I'm still trying to reason with this and like why it's a good idea. The goal of this section, bottom line, is to have an automatic flow that you know works for you, just to facilitate things and make them easier. Finally, the third main topic that I have is getting ahead. I've alluded to this pretty much with everything else that I have said. Getting ahead, planning ahead, organizing ahead. This is the most important thing, in my opinion. This is the most important thing, and it's also the hardest thing because it requires a lot of self-discipline. Like I said, in college, I wrote down all of my assignments and due dates in my planner right when I got them, and then I scheduled time to do things before they were due. I broke every single thing that I had to do down. If it was a big project, if it was just a little homework assignment, then I just did it all in one because it didn't take very long, but I broke it down into smaller, more manageable tasks, and I scheduled time to do all of them here and there before the whole thing was actually due, so that by the time it was due, I was done. I wasn't scrambling at the last minute. I was stress-free. Logically, when you break something down to smaller pieces, it feels easier. I cannot stress enough how important that is. I cannot recommend this enough. Break down everything, schedule time in your planner on a certain day, add it to your to-do list for that day, get it done, do little by little, and make sure the whole thing is done before it is due. I would make sure the whole thing was done either a day or two, a full day or two before I even had to submit it. In crunch time, when it was right before it was due, everybody else was freaking out, and I was like, I had this done like 2 weeks ago. You just want to make sure that you have your shit under control so that if something were to be thrown at you randomly, because it will be eventually, you can handle it because you know you have a good grip on the rest of the stuff you need to do. You're not doing it at the last minute. You're not cramming. You're fine. If you take anything from this video, take that because, oh my God. So with that being said, I want to get into the 3-month calendar thing. So I just started doing this last week. I think I saw a TikTok of this girl who got a 3-month calendar, and I don't know why I never thought that existed. Like, I just didn't know, and that might be stupid. So if you are like, duh, 3-month calendars exist, like, it just wasn't something that crossed my mind. And then when I saw it, I was like, light bulb. This is it. This is what I need. So I decided to make my own. I was getting really overwhelmed the last couple of weeks because I am kind of juggling a lot of deadlines and things that are going to be happening and that are due in September and October. I was having a hard time visualizing. I'm a very visual person. I need to like be able to see timelines and stuff. I took all of those. I went back to my roots. I wrote down all of the deadlines on the 3-month calendar. I wrote down when I was going to be out of town, when I had events, when I had to be certain places and do certain things. I scheduled when I was going to do everything. Everything for the most part that I need to do in the next 3 months is written on that calendar, planned for and accounted for. Not only that, but I went back to my roots ×2 and I color coded. Bitch, in my last 12 months of life, I have not felt this put together until right now. And I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out and make this solution. I'm telling you about it now so that you don't have to go through the same thing for so long as I did. If you are somebody who has to visualize things physically and map out times and block up, make a 3-month calendar. It's literally free. Canva is free. If you have a printer or you have access to a printer, print that shit out, hang it up. That's it. I'm creating a new system right now, and it's beautiful, and it's just making me so happy and feel so good. The bottom line for topic number 3, getting ahead, is to avoid last minute stress, which 99.9999999% of the time leads to burnout. We don't want burnout. Burnout is bad. And now to finish off, I want to end with some really important notes. First thing is to give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, treat yourself with kindness. I know Harry Styles says to treat people with kindness. You are included in that. If maybe you can't get done as much as you wanted to, or if you slip up, It's okay. We're all human beings. Nobody is productive all the time. I don't give a what it looks like on social media. The most productive person you know is probably only half as productive as you think they are. Don't hold yourself to a standard of somebody else. You just never know what's actually going on in somebody's life. And then my final note, I always say this to myself, especially in times where I feel like I'm going through a bit of a rough patch, just do the best that you can at the time with what you have. If you are in a situation in your life where shit is not great, maybe some things are going on, don't expect yourself to perform at the same level as you would if you were having the greatest time of your life ever. It's not the end of the world if you are not performing at 100% every single day for your entire life, because it's not realistic. Literally nobody is. Just do your best. That's all anybody can ever ask of you, and that's all you can ask of yourself. That's it. That is gonna be it from me today. I hope this video was helpful. If you're going back to school or you're in school now, good luck this year. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you've stayed until this point in the video, comment down below. I'm a real one because you're a real one. If you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I post a new video every Sunday. And if you forget that I post a new video every Sunday, or you just want to get notified right when I post a new video, make sure to turn on my post notifications for my channel. It's the little bell icon so that you never miss an upload and you get notified right when I post a new video. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.